The fall of stablecoin TerraUSD and its sister coin Luna, whose values fell early this year, threw the world of cryptocurrencies into disarray. The tremendous volatility of Bitcoin values is nothing new. Because TerraUSD is a so-called stablecoin, however, investors were taken off guard by its abrupt price decline. In this video, we will relay the story behind the Terra Luna Crash. Stay tuned until the end, because some of our final explanations may surprise you. Terra Luna has collapsed. As the name implies, stablecoins are supposed to stay stable, as they are tied to fiat currencies such as the dollar or the euro. Since its debut, TerraUSD had been tied nearly identically to the dollar, but on May 9, it collapsed and is presently valued at slightly over $0.11 or 0.010 euros. Its sister coin Luna was valued at more than $80 or 76 euros per coin in the beginning of May, but by the 18th of May, it was worth less than a penny. Within the crypto system, the collapse of these two currencies has been likened to a mini version of the 2008 financial crisis, since their demise has had a ripple effect on other digital coins and projects, wiping billions of dollars off the market. This raises the issue of whether stablecoins are genuinely stable. What exactly is a stablecoin? Stablecoins are cryptocurrencies often backed by a fiat currency such as the dollar. Tether is the most prominent stablecoin with over $75 billion, 71.22 billion euros, in circulation. It is the third largest cryptocurrency after Bitcoin and Ethereum. Tether is tied to the dollar, which means that its value should stay fixed at $1. This allows investors in cryptocurrencies such as Bitcoin and Ethereum to trade cryptocurrencies on exchanges without changing their funds to a regulated fiat currency. To maintain the dollar's worth at the moment, investors may also trade their more volatile cryptocurrencies for Tether, whose price is expected to stay steady at $1. Are stablecoins really stable? The dissolution of TerraUSD has placed significant doubt on this. Terra lost its peg to the dollar as a result of massive TerraUSD withdrawals, a general fear about cryptocurrencies, and a gradual decline in pricing. As reserves, Terra's engineers also purchased billions of Bitcoin. The price of Bitcoin has also been declining, and Terra's selling of Bitcoin simply helped to further drive the price down. Joe Downey, chief marketing officer of cryptocurrency platform NiceHash, said to Euronews Next that TerraUSD was never really a stablecoin from the beginning. It was an effort to create something that seemed stable and was tied to the dollar as much as possible, but it was ultimately a formula for catastrophe since it was backed by their own currency instead of US dollars, according to him. The fall of Terra Luna has filled investors with dread. The abrupt collapse of the Terra Luna ecosystem was a black swan event that had catastrophic repercussions, not just for its investors, but for the whole cryptocurrency ecosystem. Before the fall, many investors lost their whole life savings in Terra currency, a stablecoin with a market capitalization of nearly $18 billion. In recent days, the value of the stablecoin TerraUSD and its sister currency Luna plummeted by around 80%, shaking the crypto market as a whole, including tokens such as Bitcoin and Ethereum. Terra Luna is now almost useless. This has instilled dread among investors, and even the most optimistic crypto investors are now in a state of panic. Here are the 5 most crucial details about the Luna crypto meltdown. TerraUSD, often known as UST, was selling for $80 per coin on May 5th. On May 7th, UST, which was tied to the US dollar, began plummeting on all global crypto exchanges. After a major sell-off, its value had dropped to 35 cents on May 9th. Luna, a second cryptocurrency that similarly supports UST by purchasing it when necessary, lost all of its value and sank to nearly nothing. In a few days, U.S. investors lost close to $45 billion. This sell-off in one coin caused a worldwide sell-off in the crypto market, and investors began withdrawing funds from crypto assets and placing them in safer assets such as gold. The UST Luna crisis and geopolitical tensions due to Russia's invasion of Ukraine, causing supply chain disruptions, have both contributed to a decline in the market for crypto assets over the past month. Terra is a public blockchain platform that allows the public to invest in 2 stablecoins, UST and Luna. Terra helps enterprises construct infrastructure for applications on which people trade. The value of UST is set at $1 at any given time. This Terra is able to assure that if UST fails, Luna can support it by purchasing and selling these 2 currencies on the various marketplaces. Via this arbitrage, Terra was able to keep the price of UST tied to the dollar while earning profits through Luna, and without having to maintain a constant reserve of US dollars. Built within the platform are algorithms that monitor the demand and supply of UST and Luna and are intended to balance the two systems. This system collapsed in May when significant investors in UST and Luna began dumping their shares, resulting in massive price declines. Terra said that they would establish Bitcoin reserves, another cryptocurrency, to balance the system by purchasing additional Luna and UST to prevent their values from plummeting. However, this did not work. How was Terra Luna created in the first place? In Seoul, South Korea, Do Kwon and Daniel Shin co-founded Terraform Labs in 2018. Terraform Labs issued its first cryptocurrency token in 2019. A number of investment companies, including Arrington Capital, Coinbase Ventures, Galaxy Digital, and Lightspeed Venture Partners, provided more than $200 million in funding to Terraform Labs. The Luna Foundation Guard, or LFG, was founded as a Singapore-based nonprofit in January 2022, with Do Kwon acting as its director. Terraform Labs gave a percentage of the funds collected from UST sales to the Luna Foundation Guard in order to stabilize the UST price. On May 7th, just before the USD broke its peg, LFG had reserves of 80,394 Bitcoin valued at nearly $2.4 billion. Bitcoin comprised the majority of the reserve assets, although LFG also kept reserves in a variety of stablecoins and other cryptocurrencies. Terra and the Washington Nationals announced in February 2022 that they had signed a sponsorship arrangement that included stadium and broadcast branding, as well as the renaming of the Washington Nationals Club and Lounge as the Terra Club. Kwon first pitched the agreement to the Terra community, citing only an unknown sports team in one of the four major American professional sports leagues, and the community agreed to pay $38.15 million for an exclusive 5-year collaboration. Kwon and Shin, as co-founders of Terraform Labs, each held one share, giving them both 50% of the company's controlling authority. Kwon then increased his stock portfolio to 11 shares, giving him about 91.7% ownership, and Shin 8.3%. Shin and Chai Corporation, a Terra ecosystem payment service firm he formed, revealed on 18 May 2022 that Shin no longer owned Terraform Labs shares. Shin still had 8.3% of Terraform Labs ownership, according to Singaporean account and corporate regulatory authority sources. However, Chai Corporation reported that Shin was unable to completely liquidate his remaining stock by May 18th, despite retaining the same percentage of ownership. The records from the Singaporean government also indicated that Shin owned 51.2% and Kwon owned 22.4% of Chai Holdings, the parent firm of Chai Corporation, as of May 18th. Prior to the collapse, nearly $2 billion worth of UST was unstaked, removed from the Anchor protocol, and hundreds of millions of dollars of that was sold instantly. Whether this decision was in reaction to a particularly turbulent moment, the fact that increasing interest rates had harmed the cryptocurrency market as a whole, or a purposeful assault on Terra's ecosystem, is a subject of continuous discussion. Nevertheless, this enormous selling pressure drove the price of US dollars down to 91 cents. A user can always exchange one UST for $1 worth of Luna, even if one UST is worth less than $1. This is a requirement for the UST price stabilization mechanism. Consequently, several traders attempted arbitrage by swapping 90 cents of UST for $1 of Luna. With UST depegged and a growing number of Luna dumped on the open market, the worry that the Terra project lacked the finances to adequately support the value of UST grew. This raised the selling pressure on Luna further. Thus, the liquidation of Terra native digital assets occurred far faster than the algorithmic stabilizer could take into consideration. In response, the Luna Foundation Guard exhausted all of its reserve assets in an attempt to further enhance the value of UST. Nevertheless, the effort eventually failed, resulting in Luna plummeting and losing almost all of its worth within days. The token may rebound in the future, but the current situation is quite unpredictable. At the time of writing, Luna was delisted from a number of prominent cryptocurrency exchanges, including Binance and OKX. In addition, operators have regularly suspended the Terra blockchain due to security concerns. What exactly is UST? TerraUSD, or UST, is, at a high level, a decentralized algorithmic stablecoin that tries to keep the value of one UST as $1 through a mint-burn process. Maintaining the stability of the dollar peg requires algorithmically managing the supply and demand of the coin. In other words, a computer program balances the price. To return to basic economics, when demand exceeds supply, prices rise. When the contrary happens, the cost decreases. Therefore, it is necessary to restrict the supply such that the price of the stablecoin stays at $1. This is accomplished using a dual coin system. As stated before, USDT is the stablecoin. The native currency of Terra Luna backs UST. To produce $1 of US currency, $1 of Luna must be burned and vice versa. Say that the demand for UST is excessive. The price will increase, maybe to $1.01. To restore parity, $1 of Luna may be traded for $1. This prints $1 of US currency, increasing the supply and decreasing the price. Additionally, it burns $1 of Luna. When demand is insufficient, users may mint Luna to lower the quantity of UST and restore its value to $1. Due to market instability and a general downward trend, this stablecoin's balancing act failed. As a result of the system's reflexivity, as demand for UST decreased, the selling pressure on Luna increased. This resulted in a downward cycle in which the prices for both commodities dropped to near zero. How do you feel about stablecoins? Do you feel that they are really stable? What else would you like us to talk about in our upcoming videos? Let us know in the comments below, and make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss out on any of our videos.